Hello everybody, Maven here, and today we are trying out the brand new Prismatic Warlock triple turrets build. I actually covered this build a couple weeks ago, but now we actually get to use it, and it far exceeded my expectations. It's crazy. So the idea of this build was that, can we make 3 turrets at once using Hellion, Arc Soul, and Time Chasm from the No Time to Explain? And turns out, yes, you absolutely can, and it's insane. So let's break it down. Hope you enjoy. So if you take a look at our Warlock abilities here, we can have Hellion along with an Arc Grenade, and that is why our exotic of choice is the Getaway Artist, so we can consume that Arc Grenade to get the Arc Soul, and then Hellion is activated by using our class ability. I was unsure when they first revealed it if you have to place a Rift to activate it, but no, it's just class ability, so it does indeed work with Phoenix Dive, which is going to be the better choice because it recharges just a little bit quicker. And it's going to recharge even faster because of our first fragment here called Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. And we can have not 1, not 2, but potentially 3 elemental buffs at any given time. The first of which is going to be Radiant, that we're going to receive with Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets make you radiant. Powered melee final blows make both you and nearby allies radiant. And the reason that's going to be so easy to proc is because our other aspect is going to be Lightning Surge. And remember, we have 3 arcane needle charges to use with Lightning Surge. So we can just spam that. And it's going to be even more spammy than it already is because of our other fragment Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with dark damage grants grenade energy. And Hellion and Arc Soul and Lightning Surge are all light sources, feeding us tons and tons of arcane needle energy so we can stay radiant, so we can have Facet of Hope, so we can proc Bomber and Outreach more, and so we can proc Hellion more. So you see the loop here, everything chains into each other for just insane ability spam. So that was all about our first elemental buff. Our second elemental buff is going to come from Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or an Overshield based on the damage type of your equipped super. Right now I am using the new Song of Flame just to have some fun with it, so when I pick up an orb I would get Restoration, but you can choose whichever one you like. And this is going to be extremely easy to proc because on our gloves we have the mod Heavy Handed. Melee final blows will grant an Orb of Power, and we're going to pick that up on the spot wherever we Lightning Surge a target, so we're immediately going to get one of these elemental buffs of our choice. And the third potential elemental buff we can get is Devour, if you don't mind sacrificing the Lightning Surge aspect in favor of Feed the Void. You can't go wrong with Feed the Void. When you are on Prismatic, any ability final blow will give you Devour, unlike when you're on a Void subclass, you have to get a Void final blow, so it's a little bit more forgiving. And look at our grenade energy here in this clip. I throw out my needle, get Devour, and I get my turrets, and look at how fast we get back our grenade. It's almost instantaneous, and it's even quicker if you have the exotic class item to give you Osmiomancy and Starfire, and this is incredible. I love this. Bungie, please don't take this away from us. This is awesome. So that clip right there was my example of why you might want to consider ditching Lightning Surge for Feed the Void, but I could see going either way. They're both very, very good. And quite obviously at this point, you know, my primary here on this build is the No Time to Explain, so we can get that third turret, the Time Chasm turret. But I'm just not that big a fan of the No Time to Explain. I was just using it to prove a theory that you can have 3 turrets, but in all honesty, it's not the primary that I would go with for this build. I would rather use something like Traveler's Chosen because of how ability spammy this build is, and it would just help build into that more. But yes, Pulse Rifles did receive a nice juicy damage buff in the final shape, so if you enjoy the No Time to Explain, there's nothing wrong with using it. But the reason I say Traveler's Chosen is what I would try using with this build is because I need something to get more class ability energy, because it feels like the thing that goes down the most is Hellion, and I feel like I gotta find ways to get that up more often because Facet of Hope is good, but like not enough. So once I actually solidify this build and really complete it, I might try messing around with the utility kickstart setup, because currently there's no like weapon perk for class ability energy the same way that Demolitionist and Pugilist do. I hope we get one of those for class ability in the future. Now, you guys remember that clip from the intro where we absolutely obliterated Carl with triple turrets? Like, the Hellion is very good because it only takes like a couple shots to like actually cause a solar ignition, and this is without Ember of Ashes, by the way, so it's extremely strong. And just to compare that side by side with something, here is a machine gun. And now you can kind of see the reason why I love this build, because it just puts out so much damage. These turrets are no joke. It's like you have a floating machine gun following you around, giving you free DPS with tracking. But just imagine the amount of damage I would do to Carl if I had the 2 turrets and then jolted him with the Volt Shot weapon and then stuck him with the Wither Horde. It would be crazy. I'm definitely going to try that out in the future. So as a wrap up to this video, I just wanted to say that out of all of the prismatic builds I tried, this one was by far my favorite, and I'm not even a Warlock main. So if you're going into the final shape unsure of what you should play, then you cannot go wrong with this build. I would recommend giving it a try. This build will definitely carry you through the campaign, and if you find yourself dying too much still, then just swap over to Feed the Void instead of Lightning Surge. Can't go wrong with having Devour. Good at keeping you alive. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Final Shape gameplay will be dropping daily on this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you are new, and drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.